I'm Katie and I'm a numerologist, but I'm here to talk to you today about the next in my series of Enneagram types called List of 6. Now, I'm very much a numerologist, but I stumbled on the Enneagram many years ago, and in the last few years I've got back involved in it after I did a three-question survey. Each question took me a long time to think about, that put me and helped me to decide my real type, not the type that I had found out from doing loads and loads of tests online. I did loads of tests online, like some with 100 questions or more, and every single one of them mistyped me, and I never fully understood my results. And I did a 3-question questionnaire from the Enneagram YouTube channel, and it was amazing. It completely typed me straight away, and I've done a video on finding out your Enneagram type where I've used information from that Enneagram video to help you guys figure out what your real type is. But what it did for me was amazing. It helped me to really understand my inner world, and really accept myself for who I was, and it complements my numerology like you would not believe, and it's been really useful to me. So what I want to do is to help you to use the Enneagram the same way I have, either instead of numerology or to complement your numerology. You will be amazed at, when you look at your Enneagram type, how much of your inner world is actually in that book or on that YouTube channel or whatever it is you decide to research. You'll realize that your inner world isn't necessarily unique, and other people feel the same things. And it made me realize that we're all as broken as each other, which is amazing. So I'm going to show you a video today that illustrates, if you are an Enneagram type 6, the Loyalist, where you are broken and how you can improve your life and ignore some of those compulsions that are bringing you down. So let me show you the Enneagram type 6, the Loyalist. So this is a picture of the Enneagram here, of course. It's beautiful. So if you're a 6, you look over to the left-hand side here, you'll see you're a loyalist and a questioner, and you're a fear type. So if you're a fear type, 5, 6 or 7, you believe that the world is a really scary place and you need to do certain things in order to be safe. So the 5 uses facts and information, lots of it, lots of facts and information that they think nobody else has got. And they use that to help keep them safe against a scary world. The 6 plans and protects themselves against this scary world by always being vigilant, always looking for things that might be wrong, always looking for signs of betrayal and problems in order that they can protect themselves from it by being able to see it. So the 6 is very protective of themselves, very cautious. The one that will find a snag in any situation, and will ask, well, what if? And that protects them against the scary world. Okay, the 7 just protects themselves from a scary world by pretending negativity doesn't exist and only focusing on the positive. But I'm not going to do too much into that because that will be on my next video on the type 7. So core elements. So these are the questions that I got from the other video that I took and the typing video that I made. So the answers to those 3 questions are here if you are a type 6. So if you're a type 6, you answered question 1 with, I want support, guidance and security, and I fear being without support and guidance. Okay, the second question was about whether you're future thinking, a present thinker, or whether you're a past reflector. And if you're a 6, you're very much about the present tasks. You want to do things well. You worry you're not pleasing people in the moment. You're not doing a good job. And you worry about what needs to be done now rather than what needs to be done in the future, or whether what happened in the past. And you depend very much on feedback from others. The third question was how you react when things go wrong. You can either get angry, you can feel fearful, or you can feel shame when things go wrong and blame yourself. But the type 6, when things go wrong, they feel fearful and confused. They go very into their head, because remember, they're a thinking type. They ask themselves, why? I've got to think about what to do. You go very into your mind, and you very much go into yourself to figure out what you're going to do. Some people get angry, some people feel shame and put themselves down and think it's their fault. You just feel scared and confused, asking yourself why, and you spend ages trying to think up what you're going to do next. So if you're an Enneagram type 6, what you want is to feel that support from the group. So you want to be associated with the group because you feel safe within a group. The group protects you. They're the buffer against the scary world out there. You want someone to talk your worries through with, but you don't want them to fix it for you. You just want them to be there to listen to you. So you don't want them to say to you, well, what do you want me to do? You should do this, you should do that, I think you should do. That's not what the type 6 wants. They just want someone there to support them and listen when they need it. You want certainty and security because that makes you feel safe in a scary world. And you want to be loyal and you want to receive loyalty because disloyalty to you creates that uncertainty, and that uncertainty creates risk, and then you might be at risk, and then the scary world might get you. Okay. You want authority figures you can trust, of course. The authority figures often the ones that dictate our paths in life and how lucky or not lucky we are. So you want authority figures that you can trust. And if you feel that your authority figure isn't someone you trust, you will rebel and you won't listen to them. Okay. So woe betide anyone when you were at school that betrayed your trust or made you think that they weren't a good authority figure, because that would have been it, that, they're no longer in your circle of trust. You would no longer listen to them or pay any heed to them. You want authority figures and companions because they make you feel safe. Companions help you keep you buffered from a scary world, and you want to predict and plan and prepare so that you can foresee any potential risks or threats. You're always looking at threats. So you want to associate with the group to protect yourself from threats. You want to talk your worries and your threats through with other people. You want certainty and security so you can minimize the threats that the scary world brings to you. You want authority figures that you can trust, and companions and family and groups that you feel that you can lean on to help keep you safe. That's what you want if you're a type 6. So you're seen as the pessimist, or motivated by what could go wrong. What if this happens? What if that happens? And you plan and think and prepare in order to be as safe as you can possibly be. You sabotage your relationships from lack of trust, because sometimes you suddenly believe that everybody's against you. So you start questioning and accusing people and saying, why did you do this? Why did you do that? It's all in your head. This thought that maybe people are against you or are plotting against you. Like if a group of people at work go out together and they come in laughing and joking, you might be the one sitting there thinking, oh God, they're planning and plotting against me. What are they saying about me? It's not about you. People can go to lunch without you. It doesn't mean they're plotting against you. But the type 6 can start thinking that this group of people are against them in some way, and start going to the 5 and investigating and asking, why did you go? Why did you do this? Why did you say that? And then people will start disliking you and going against you. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You worry so much that people are going to let you down that you end up causing people to do that by accusing them and making them think, well, stuff you then. If you're going to accuse me, why should I, do anything for you? And they might end up plotting behind your back, whereas before they weren't. You're very cautious about new relationships, new environments, because you've got to figure out, you don't know what to expect, and you don't know if they're a threat. Always watching, always asking, and you want to know, can other people assess threats? Because if other people in your life cannot assess threats in your eyes, then they're not a person that you can trust. Because if they can't assess the threats like you can, then how can you be safe around them? You're a vigilant troubleshooter, always looking for the threats, always looking for the probable problems, In your eyes, others don't effectively see the threats. You'll see them as unreliable. You only have a few people that you trust. You rely on small groups or a few people that are in your, what I call your circle of trust, kind of like the 8 does. The 8 puts people inside their fort, but for different reasons. And the 6 likes to bring people into what I would call their circle of trust because they feel safe around them. You only have a few people that you trust, so you find safety from always looking for threats, minimizing those threats. So everything you do, you look at what can go wrong and what could I maybe do to make that threat smaller. And if you can't make that threat smaller, you might not do it at all because you can't, it's too risky for you and things could go terribly wrong. It's like you always have an attacker chasing you all the time, always looking over your shoulder. You look externally for the cause of your anxiety, but that anxiety is in here. It's inside you. It's your own mind saying that the world is a threat and you have to always look around for threats, always be vigilant for threats, plan for them so that you can prevent them, sidestep them, and always analysing people as well in your life to make sure they're trustworthy and loyal and not a threat to you. That could be quite exhausting. You look externally for the cause of this anxiety, but like I'm going to say it again, this anxiety is within you. It's not anyone else or anything else causing this anxiety that you're feeling. You act from fear. And to alleviate this fear, you think that it's good to plan and be organised, know all the details and be ready for anything that could happen. So fear is your motivator here. The fear that the world is bad, the world is scary, and all these things in my list could go wrong, so I have to plan to mitigate against them. You mistrust authority if they don't come across to you as somebody that can protect you. You ask questions incessantly and test the authority, test the person, to decide whether they have your best interests at heart, because you want to check that they're going to look after you and make sure you're safe. You're a problem solver because you're always looking for those problems. So you're good at looking at the problems, solving them and mitigating them. But the problem is you don't always trust your own ability. This is why you look for support all the time, because you are an amazing problem solver, but you don't believe it. So you think that you need support from other people. You need guidance and support from the group, but it's actually a delusion. It's not necessary. You think it's a scary world out there and I'll only be safe in the group and when I'm cushioned by the group. Not true. You're perfectly able to deal with your life yourself and solve your own problems without buffering everything off of the group or your family or whatever the group it is you assert yourself with. You feel the need to poke holes in strategies because, if there's holes, then you're not safe, right? Argue the other side so that you can, again, look at the holes in their strategy and where that they could fail you. Value the underdog, argue for the common man, and you are suspicious of authorities, especially if you feel that they haven't protected you or have no ability to protect, support or guide you. You're not comfortable in positions of authority because you feel it makes you a target. And remember, you want to stay safe. You want to stay cushioned. You'd rather blend in with the group than stand out from the group. You may be trusting and loyal to others, but always slightly suspicious, always looking for a reason that they might be putting you down or betraying you in some way. You don't want to be told what to do. You just want to listen. It's what I said earlier. You want support, you want guidance. In a way that doesn't tell you what to do. You just want someone to listen to you and give you their opinions, and you will act as such from there. Makes you feel safe to have that support system around you. You get hung up on small details because you worry about all the little details, making sure you've thought through all the details that will matter and there's no risks or issues that you may have overlooked. You're anti-authoritarian if you mistrust the system. If they're not looking after your interests. All these institutions are out to get us. You can be the ultimate conspiracy theorist. So you can believe that institutions like the big food companies, they're poisoning us. The pharmaceuticals, they're poisoning us and keeping us sick. But, if you think about it, if we all were well, pharmaceuticals would go out of business. But, what do I know? Surely it's in pharmaceuticals' interests for us to still need pharmaceuticals. So you can sort of see where there may be some logic in their madness, but I think they take it to the next level of worry and conspiracy theorists. I watched a video the other day about people that believe that the earth is flat and that everyone is conspiring against us. Whereas there's going to be some people in this world that I feel that have bad intentions. I struggle to believe that there is, an agenda that wants us all dead or hurt. But, what do I know? Again, maybe it's me. I'm an 8-wing 7, so I prefer not to think of the negative. So that might be just me pushing away the negative and it's staring me in the face. So what do I know? You advocate this company or medicine instead. So you're very much into that company's bad, this company's good. Use this ethical company because they look after us. They're going to protect the world. But this company, they're out to destroy us. They're out to hurt us. They're out to kill us. Everyone must stop using this company, and use these companies instead because these companies are nice and they're going to look after us. Maybe. Don't know. You have a team mentality. You want belonging, to feel safe in the group. It's like the penguin getting into the group to get the warmth and protection of the group. You apply reason, logic and data because you can't accept your own conclusions. You don't trust yourself. This is why you look for other people to support and guide you. But, you are good enough and you can do it. It's nice to be in a group, but, you're able to support and guide yourself. You don't need somebody to do that for you. You look to the experts and follow that guidance, even if it doesn't work at times, because it makes you feel safe to rely on the experts or whoever it is you've decided is your safety net or your buffer. It would take a long while and a lot of evidence to the contrary for you to decide, oh my God, they're actually not making me feel safe. Abilities. So, of course, there's ups and downs to every type. If you're a 6, it makes you great at rationalizing, being insightful, examining things, thinking outside the box, thinking what if in a way that maybe no one else has thought. What if? Logical, analytical thinker, problem solver, because you look into them problems all the time. So you're going to get adept and quite genius at solving problems. You're amazing at evaluating threats. You'll be a great risk assessor. Risk assessments, working for insurance companies, looking at the risk of things, evaluating threats to protect yourself and the company and your people around you. But you feel like you need support, and you don't need support. You intuitively know what needs to be done. You can sniff a problem or an error out easily like a rotten fish, and then you know what needs to be done. It's what you do. And you're supportive and loyal because you believe being supportive and loyal to other people will mean that they will be supportive and loyal back to you, and therefore you will be safe because you have the buffer of the people that you have been supportive and loyal to. They're being supportive and loyal to you. So that's where you feel safe, in the group or with people that you feel safe with. Issues. So as I've said, the world's a really scary place to you, 5, 6 and the 7s. But you take this fear as a 6 to a whole new level. You've always got this like inner attacker, like fear, anxiety, worry, worst case scenario. Oh my God, what if that happens? What if this happens? What am I going to do if the worst happens? It's like there's always a problem or a group of attackers pursuing you. And you've always got to be looking over your shoulder to try and be safe and take precautions to be safe. You're suspicious that a person or people cannot be trusted or will turn against you. And this often becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, as I said earlier, because if people feel that you think that they're against you, they're going to get nasty and against you because you've made them feel that way, and they'll be upset of your lack of trust in them. You're full of paranoia that you're being left out or plotted against because you're always looking for the threats. And then you sort of turn into like this investigator, asking probing questions, almost accusing questions. Why did you do that without me? Why did you say that? Why did you do that? If you accuse people of being against you, they will turn against you. It's like I said, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You look for external reasons for your anxiety, but the threat comes from inside you. It's nothing outside of yourself that causes this threat. The anxiety and the fear is in your own mind, because the world is a scary place and you need some kind of strategy to protect yourself from it. So that threat comes from in here, not from out there. I'm not saying the world isn't dangerous at times. That's not what I'm saying at all. But the fear, there was an amazing saying by Will Smith, who is a Master 22 Numerology Life Path. And he said, fear is a choice. He said, don't get me wrong, danger is very, very real, but fear is a choice. And I was very, very whoa by that line, because he's right. There are dangers out there, but your level of fear is up to you. It's your choice how fearful you are. Amazing line. That really got to me, that one. And I've used that a few times in my videos. You make some other people responsible for things that have made you feel unsafe. This company is responsible, that person is responsible for me feeling unsafe or the risk that I'm feeling. And then you turn that group or person into a threat to you, and then join other groups or people in order to fight against this perceived threat that's in your head. So you say, okay, this, group A, they're responsible for all the ills in the world. Therefore, I'm going to join group B, and then group B is the best, and they're the only ones that are going to protect the world, and we're going to fight group A and eradicate them from our lives, and then everything will be amazing because all the badness will be gone. Okay, that's your basic six thinking, especially if you're a six wing 5. You're more likely to join a group or a cause that makes you feel safe. You only feel safe when you feel connected, so connected to a group or a group of friends. So a 6 wing 5 is more likely to join a cause or a group that's more political, and a 6 wing 7 is more likely to be more personal in the way they go about things, and more light-hearted and humorous in the way they go about things. You catastrophize, and you're always thinking, what can I worry about today? What can I mitigate against today? What might go wrong today that I need to plan to prevent? You play out the worst case scenario in your head and how you're going to deal with it. You perceive threats that don't exist at the end of the day. You question everyone's motives. You end up making fears a reality because you've questioned others' motives, so that they turn against you for questioning them. So, you need to be careful how much you're projecting those fears out into the world, especially that mistrust of others. Sometimes you doubt your sources. Is my information correct? Have I got it all wrong? You're always doubting your information and your learning. If I connect or tie with the right people and follow the group rules, then I'll be protected within the group, like the penguin in the group, staying warm and protected. Sometimes you doubt everything. You doubt your sources. You doubt everything. Have I got everything all wrong? That's when you're having a particularly down day, and you rely on other people too much. You don't trust your own guidance system, even though it's good. You worry about losing your support system and feel you need support and guidance system, even though you're more than capable. So you're the kind of person that ends up scared about losing family and friends, or scared about things happening that haven't happened. Why would you be scared of losing all your friends when your friends aren't at risk of being all lost? But you have these fears and these, my daughter is a type 6, and many times throughout her young life, actually, and still now, she doesn't cry like this now, but she would wake up in the night and I would have to console her, because she would say things like, what am I going to do, Mummy? You're going to get old one day and then you won't be here anymore. What am I going to do without you? And for a young girl, that's quite a long range thing to worry about. But that was before I'd really clicked on to the fact that she was an Enneagram type 6, and that she was worried or having a fear while she was laying in bed that one day her support system, i.e. her family, the only people she'd ever known, may not be there one day. So that's the kind of fears that a type 6 has. You worry about losing your support system, as I've just said. You need support and guidance. But you're a polar opposite inside yourself. You're always concerned, always worried, but also extremely courageous on the outside. So you can come across as brave and courageous, but actually inside you're terrified. You really want to trust people, but you can't help but being distrusting. You need to analyze and check the risk in order to feel safe. That's just the way it is. You're cooperative, but you're also combative. You're sweet and you're sour. You're kind and friendly, but you can also be bad as well and hurt people's feelings. Guidance. Okay, so listen up, sixes. You don't need all this support and guidance. You don't. You just feel you need it, but you're more than capable of making your own decisions and solving your own problems. Okay, more than capable. Let go of the belief that you need others' support and guidance. Let go of that belief. Discover your own inner guidance. Healing begins when you can say, maybe this will be all right. Maybe I don't need to worry. Maybe this will work out okay. Maybe I can trust my own judgment. Maybe I don't need to panic and feel lots and lots of anxiety. Identify things that make you overreact. Recognize when your anxiety is snowballing and getting worse and worse. Ask yourself, am I making a bit too much of this? Be aware of your own low moods, your negative thought patterns. Trust others more. Most people are not out to get you unless they prove otherwise. Most people are worrying about their own life and they're not out to get you. Other people think better of you than you realise. You're loyal, you're friendly, you're hardworking, you're a likeable person and a great problem solver. Why would people plot against you? Beware of your unconscious attitudes towards authority, especially authority that you've decided are not safe or are not protective of you, or looking at your best interests. Authority can help you to a point and they make you feel safe and secure, but you have to trust yourself at the end of the day. You've got to do your best, take a risk and step on the anxiety and do it anyway. What do they say? Feel the fear and do it anyway. And remember as well, fear is a choice. The world is scary at times, but you just need to get out there and face that fear. And it's not even anywhere near as scary as you build up in your head. No one is 100% safe. You just got to step out and take a risk, get out there and live your life. It's really important. So you are like the six most of the time. That's where you're comfortable. You assess risk and you're always looking for the dangers. That's your comfortable place. That's your comfort zone, and that's who you are as a person, and it is who you are in a core way, most definitely. However, when you're at your best, and you can't be like this all the time, you just can't. You're always going to be a six. But when you're at your best, your most healthy, your most balanced, you're like the positive 9, okay? The peacemaker. When you're at your best, when you're at your most healthy, you think maybe everything will be okay. I'm okay. No one is out to get me. The attackers or the wolves have gone. There's no one chasing me. No one's going to hurt me. I don't have to be afraid. You can relax a little. You can be calmer, less stressed, less anxious. You don't need to go and hide in the bunker and stock up with loads of canned and tinned food just in case something happened and the bomb drops. And then what would we do then? We'd have to go into our bunker and stay there and eat canned beans for the next 6 months or we'll die. You don't have that feeling anymore. You don't need the bunker. You look at the data and the facts instead of the fear-related stuff. So maybe instead of looking at the conspiracy theories, you might look at the actual real information and make your own decisions and realise, the conspiracy theorists are taking the fear and the nastiness to the nth degree. And things like that can only feed your anxiety. So I would really steer clear of people that are conspiracy theorists. It's just fearmongers. It's possible that it's true. No one's denying that it isn't. But it's also possible to believe that the world is all utopia and everybody loves you and no one's out to get you and the world's going to be amazing and we're all going to bounce around lily pads all the rest of our lives. You know what I'm saying? You can be over fearful or you can be not as scared enough. And the 6 tends to be over fearful. But when you're in that 9, you relax a bit. You think, maybe things are going to be okay. You're more light-hearted like the 7. You're more positive like the 7. You look at the data and the facts like the 5. Remember, you've got 2 wings, and balancing those 2 wings is what you need. So use a bit of facts and data from the 5 and grab some light-hearted positivity from the 7, and you will become a more balanced, calm, healthy 9. Well, you'll always be a 6, but you'll project the calm 9 energy a lot more. Supportive of the group still, trust yourself and act more courageously because you're more relaxed and you're not worrying so much. You trust others and yourself more. You, despite any risks or problems, you just do it anyway. You're peaceful, trusting, you can see all sides, and you're much, much more don't worry, be happy. But unfortunately, you can't be here the whole time because you're not a 9. You're a 6, and the 6 will always assess risk. And, you know, we need to assess risk in this world. It's not a bad thing to assess risk. But what the being in the healthy 9 will do, or balancing your 5 and your 7 wing will do, it will stop that worry and that anxiety from destroying you. There's a healthy level of concern that you look at, you plan for, you mitigate, and then you carry on your own little way. As long as you've planned and mitigated, you feel okay. But when this fear and anxiety becomes unhealthy is when it stops you doing what you want to do and makes you fearful of everything and brings you down. So what the balancing with the 5, the facts and real information of the 5 and the positivity of the 7 will do is it will help you reach that 9 place that you sit in the clouds daily, where you feel more light-hearted, you feel more relaxed, and you know, the wolves have all cluttered off. You know, you're not worried about the attacker coming to get you, or like the vicious dogs coming to bite you, or people coming to hurt you. You're more don't worry, be happy, you know. But you can't be here on all the time, unfortunately. But the best way to do it is to balance. You know, when that fear starts to hurt you, that's when you need to start really thinking, I need to stop this from happening. Because if you don't stop that happening and you keep snowballing to more and more low feeling situations, you're going to end up under stress. And when you're under stress, you're a 3, a negative 3. You dump the group pretty much. You become obsessed with achievement, whereas before you were quite happily to be in the group. This time you feel, to feel safe, I've got to be better than everyone else, because, you know, when the manager comes in and tells everyone we've lost all our jobs, I'll be the one that doesn't lose my job because I've done the best. You know, he's just going to love me because I've just come above the crowd and I don't have to worry because I've done the best, and, you know, I've done the best work. You know, that is a 6 under stress. Obsessed with where you rank with everyone else. You don't normally worry about that. You want to be admired and accomplished because you think being admired and accomplished will make sure the axe doesn't fall on you, because you think the axe is going to fall, and when it does fall, I'll make sure it doesn't fall on me by making sure I do the best and I achieve the most. Whoa, that's the 6 under stress. Okay, and if you feel yourself going to that point, you know you need to take action. When you start feeling that you need to stand out from the group, work harder and do better than everyone else, set yourself apart so that when the job cuts come, I'll be okay. You pull away from the group, you want to be better than the masses. You know, this isn't like you. This is you under stress. You know, you feel safe if you come above the masses. You mistrust. You think everyone's got hidden agendas, and, you know, be careful or you'll get assassinated or the government will come and abduct you. Conspiracy theories become even more rife than they were before. You're suspicious, stuck in doubt. You attempt to gather resources to survive. Like, you're the person that is called the prepper, that will have a bunker underneath the ground or in your cellar or whatever, filled up with bottles of water and tinned food for, you know, because when the nuclear bomb drops, I'll be all right because I've got somewhere to go and I can still eat and live without having to worry because I've prepared. Okay, that's your prepper. You're rigid, you're frantic, you're less present. You know, the energy's coming through me when I say about the 3, because you're more frantic, you're more worried, you're thinking, I have to do better, I have to be better. Otherwise, when the axe falls, you know, I'm in trouble. That, you know, if you're a 6 and you're feeling like that, you're under stress. So you need guidance. And you need to look at balancing your wings and trying to be a calmer person. So the 6-wing 5 is called the defender. So I always think of it like this. I think of a bird. The body of the bird is the 6. You're always going to be that 6. Your heart beats in the 6. However, you have 2 wings, and these wings guide you. If you lean on your 5 wing, you go to the left. If you lean on your 7 wing, you go to the right. And whichever direction you need to go in will depend on the situation. So if you develop the ability to lean on your 5 wing and lean on your 6 wing when needed and when appropriate, this will help you to become a more balanced and a lot less anxious 6, a more healthy 6. So a 6 that leans towards the 5 will look always towards the facts and the information, but they're more likely to join a group, a cause, or an ism. You know, we're into this ism, and you'll be like joining groups that stand on the street with picket lines, or groups that stand against other groups that you feel are bad. Okay, based on facts and information. So you're always worried more than the 5-wing 7 that the other groups are out to destroy us. This is a bad group, that's a bad company, these people are bad, we need to avoid them. So much more if you're a 6-wing 5, you're worried about groups that might hurt you. So you need to join a group, a political group, or a political group that can help us and protect us against this other horrible group or against this government or corporation that are out to get us. So you're more political and distant. You join groups that all think the same way. You join groups that all share the same data. Remember, the 5 is very data and information orientated. So you'll join a group where you share that same data and information, knowledge, and that helps you with your belonging. You know, you analyze information and come up with a plan. So you feel that information will help keep you safe from fear. So that fear is always there, but you're using facts and information and political cause groups to help you feel safe. So it's all based on what you feel is real information, the real world, like the real political system. You minimize your needs and detach, then I don't have to be afraid. I'll be safe if I can detach from the group. Problem solving mode, you align yourself with the right group, the right causes. You can defend yourself against the wrong outcomes. But you're more introverted than a 6-wing 7. So you're more of a thinker. So you're going to be the person that looks up and analyzes and researches all the facts and information that you think is going to keep you safe. And then joining a group of people that share your opinion, that have looked at the same information as you. And then you'll feel safe in that penguin group of people that all believe the same thing. And that keeps you safe, and you feel that they're going to keep you safe. You're loyal to the group. Other groups are conspiracy. They're all against us. You're aggressive about your cause. Splitting. So you split people. They're good, they're bad. Boycott this, ban that, turn against that, and only do that. You'll never find a group that is perfect in every way. Use real facts and data to feel safe. So remember, you're a 6, you're always scared. Think of that person, you're always scared, you're needing something to make you feel better. You can lean on that facts and information. So look at the real world. Do you really have to be this scared? Look at the facts, look at the information, look at what is out there. And that'll help you feel that maybe the world isn't as scary as you may think it is. Okay, that's leaning on your 5 wing a little bit. But if you're leaning on your 7 wing, you're less about the political groups, and you're more about the friendships, the personal friendships. So the 6-wing 5 might join an eco group. I can't think of one at the minute, and it's probably best not to mention it anyway. Join a big political economic group. But the 6-wing 7 will be a friend and will mix more with, I'm sorry about this, my cat's just come in and he's meowing. I'm just going to let him out the door. Hello. You all right, old man? Go on then, quick. And while I'm doing that, get a chance to take my jumper off because it's quite hot in here. So if you're a 6-wing-7, you're less about the political groups and more about the personal relationships. You're linked more, you feel safe within your friendship group. So you're a loyal friend. You use the friendship approach rather than the information and political cause approach. Close, trusting, personal relationships to feel safe. So you align yourself with the right people, take care of how you come across to your friends so that they don't turn against you, so that you'll continue being protected by your herd of friends. You borrow from the 7 to be more light-hearted, more funny, thinking, don't worry, be happy. So you're less worrisome than maybe the 6-wing-5. You try and ignore the scary a bit and run away from fear, which I think the 6-wing-7 has less anxiety than maybe the 6-wing-5. If you think different, let me know. But I fear that the 6-wing-7 are more likely to push that negativity away and just go and see their mates. You're more assertive and extroverted than the 6-wing-5, more likely to go your own way, personal friends more than groups, causes or isms. Less political, more personal. Friendship groups, loyalty. This is all safer because you're close friends, and close friends matter to you than the corporate political groups. You're funny, you're engaging, you're more personable, self-deprecating, you're willing to have a laugh and relax a bit more. Focus more on personal challenges rather than conspiracies. So it's going to be things that affect you personally that you're more worried about rather than things that might hurt the world or the world around you or others. So it's more about personal dramas and the small things than it is about the big world conspiracies if you're a 6-wing-7. You care less about the big world dramas. What matters are good friends and being there for good friends, the 6-wing-7. Honour your promises, protect your support system because you're scared of losing it. You procrastinate because you discount the value of your own ideas, which is very much the 6. And then the 6-wing-5 are less about that, but the 6-wing-7 more so. You're easily distracted, you've got a zest for life, you're quite fun-loving, scared to start projects, and you think, do I have enough information? So think, leaning on these 2 wings, the body of the bird, remember, is your cautious person, the planner. I must look out and mitigate against problems because the world is a scary place, so I need to plan to stop myself being hurt or anything happening to me because of this scary world. I need to protect myself. So you can use the 6-wing-5 using facts and information from the real world and really thinking, is the world that scary? And you can also lean on your 7-wing, which brings more personal relationships into it. So as well as looking at the facts and information, you're trusting people on a personal level and leaning on both these wings in equal measure, looking at the facts and being loyal to your friends and loving your friends and family and keeping your relationships close. Balancing these 2 are vital for your health and happiness. And you will find if you balance these wings, you will go to the 9 much more often. You'll be much more, don't worry, be happy. So this is like how I would compare the 2. So you use appropriate data to solve problems, or you use friendships and good friendships to solve the problem. Use both. Use the real world data and your friends as well. Balance. Use groups and information related to a cause, but also use your friendships and the support of your friends. So look at the information. What should I believe? What cause fits me? But also look to your personal relationships. Balance. Look at the group, but also look at the personal. Look at the information, the procedures and the policies and the information to keep me safe. Oh, it's done it again. But also look for the right people that care about you to keep you safe. So borrow from the 5 by looking at the best information, analyse the information, come up with a plan, but not a plan based on fear. It's based on real information. And the real world will tell you that reality might not be as scary as you think it is. And then borrow from the 7 to be more light-hearted, a bit more relaxed. What are we going to do now? How can we enjoy it? How can I relax and be happy? avoidance of the sad and the painful. You know, distract yourself a little bit from the fear, you know, and balancing these two wings. So being a bit more light-hearted, a bit more personable with friends, but also looking at the real data and the real facts will all help you become less anxious, less, you know, less worrisome and more balanced as a person. Very important for you scary-filled sixes. So I hope you found my video useful today. I'm really chuffed today that I've managed to keep my video length to 45. You know, what I was doing, you know, I've gone up to an hour and 10 minutes. So I hope this doesn't mean I haven't missed anything key from my video. If you like my video, please click that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel and click that bell icon, which will keep you up to date with all my latest uploads. You can email me at katie@soulexplorer.net, or you can go to my website at soulexplorer.net, and I'm going to put links to my social media in the description box below. As ever, guys, trust the soul within you, because only your own intuition knows what's best. See you soon.